Hi guys, welcome back. This is the fourth video, I think, of PHP. We're going to talk about variables. What are super global variables? So the scope of a variable, and then from variables, of course, I will say something about constants. Constant. So how to declare a variable? We already saw how to do it, but as I said before, a variable must begin with dollar sign, and then you give it a name. A variable can start with numbers. In fact, as you see, it gives us an error if you try um, to send a variable with numbers at the beginning. And you could theoretically write a variable like this, but this is as you can see, is the syntax of what are the global variables, variables that are already inside JavaScript that we will see. So it's not a good practice to use that syntax. You should start with a letter and give it a name that tells something about what the variable is. Then, for example, if you want to write yes, name, surname, this is what you will do with JavaScript. What is best, of course, is possible even here, but the best practice is to use underscores. So if you want to write a variable that has more than one word, you have to write it. You'd better write it with underscores rather than camel case. Um, okay, we have already seen global variables, which global variables. We have already seen how to use. We have it here before. Global variables like dollar post. We were using dollar post to get the name from here. So we were doing a dollar post name, and anyway, these are variables that are inside our that are already created for us inside inside PHP. There is dollar post, there is dollar get, there is and there are others, of course. Now let me open them. Sorry, I was opening the live server because, as I said, here on PHP you can't. There is not the live server anymore, but you need to go on the folder of XAMPP 127, the port and the folder. So here we are. The example that I said before, but I write it again. You can give it a variable, dollar post takes the input, and then you can just echo our variable. And then I remember you have to save all the time unless you install a plugin, but me, I haven't installed it yet. Then you come here, and as you see, the name appears on the screen. All good, all okay. So moving on, talking about the scope, talking about talking about the scope and local, global, and super global. The story here is different from JavaScript, so pay attention if you come from JavaScript, especially because as you probably expect that if I write something like this function, now let's say location, just to change function location, Now let's hard code something here, and dollar location equal to Madrid. So here, if I come here and I write echo and then dollar location, as you see already, it gives us an error here. Then you can try. Let's see. But then you save. As you can see here, undefined variable location. The rule in JavaScript was that this is the global scope, and still here and still is it is this is the global scope, and so is available on all other scope that are its subsystem. No, so every function inside the global scope could access variables inside the global scope. This is not the same in PHP, as you can see here. In fact, the location is not available. But if you come here and you write, of course, dollar location, it gets it, no problem. So how to get into this? The possibility that we have is to first is to define what we call dollar globals dollar globals location equal to Madrid. Maybe I'm not giving the right example, but the point is this, and then you can echo, and now I want to write before echolocation, and of course it gives an error because this is not the point. We must take this, but now it's fine. And if you come and save, we come here and reload, it gives us Madrid and Madrid. What we are doing here is we are declaring another variable. We could have even theoretically, it would appear the same to have written like dollar location 2. It will appear the same at the end, but right now globals location blah blah blah, we are taking the variable location at the global scope. So we are actually using the same variable as this one, and we are getting and we are using the same variable. So there is this possibility to use, if you want to use a variable from the local global scope inside a function, you can use globals. Then we talked about scope and these globals. I hope I explained well. We have to talk about the constants. So to define a constant, we have define. Define takes a name, the name of the variable, the constant, that can be not object but tool, okay, and tool, and then I don't know, key, just some random word. I'm not I forgot this. Okay, or we can just use const tool equal to key 2, okay, it's the same in a way, unless the fact, of course, this is simpler to write, so it has the advantage that is simpler to write, also because every programming language uses const, so you can't really get fooled by it. Um, but um, you cannot use define you cannot use const inside a function. So if you have a um, function call if you start writing define, we copy and paste this, oops, bello. Okay, as you see, there is no real problems. If you write const, as you see, const in itself becomes a trouble. So if you want to use constants inside the functions, you cannot use const. That's the only real difference. Um, and that's it. We covered all the topics that were needed. I hope you enjoyed the video. We will move on, of course, into more complex stuff. Right now I don't even know what I'm going to do. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next video.